Hi there, good afternoon, and welcome to Tea Time Tuesday. So excited to be here with all of you this afternoon. Please make sure as you're coming on to please share and invite a friend and let them know that we are on Tea Time right now. Welcome to our Tea Time community. Please make sure to have your tea, your coffee, or choice of drink and make sure you have your tea time journals as well. We are excited to be here. Go ahead and just tell a friend, join us for tea time. Good afternoon, Daphne, and welcome to Tea Time Tuesday. So thankful to be here with all of you this afternoon. Carmela on this wonderful Tuesday afternoon. Hello, Tea Time viewers. We're just excited to be here with all of you.
Yes.
Please remember to like, share, and you can join us over on YouTube as well.
hmm
Make sure to
hmm
subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can join us over there as well, and watch the broadcast as well from our YouTube channel as well. So we're just excited to be here. I'm excited for and thankful for our Tea Time community that we have with all of you. And I'm definitely looking forward to a great tea time this afternoon. I'm definitely in a place of just ready to take that pause, reset, and what? Building resilience. And this is an awesome time. Again, so good afternoon. And go ahead and share with us your tea that you're having for today. And the Renewal Center would like to wish you a wonderful holiday season to everyone. And that's from our entire Renewal Center team. Happy holidays, happy season to you this December as we embrace spending time with loved ones and the special gift of giving. All right. And so we're just so thankful for from the Renewal Center team to all of you in our Tea Time community, we want to say have a wonderful, wonderful season or holiday that we're embracing right now. What tea are you drinking today? And speaking of teas, let's go ahead. We're going to talk about our tea of the week, which is plum spice tea, right? So I absolutely love plums. So this is right up my alley. And so spice plum tea is a herbal infused delightful tea. It has cinnamon and plums. Okay, and then it's considered to have the ingredients of cinnamon, a cinnamon bark, hibiscus flowers, natural plum flavor, rose hips, and orange peels. So if anyone out there has ever had plum spice tea, I like it. Yes, it does sound good. It's refreshing. It's good either hot or cold because I like hot and cold teas. You should go ahead and try it. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Monique, and welcome to Tea Time. Good to see you. Good afternoon, Shantice. Good
Hi.
afternoon, and welcome to Tea Time this afternoon. Great to see all of you that are part of our renewal community of tea timers and just excited. So go ahead and share with me what you're having today for your tea of choice. What are you drinking today? Today, I'm actually not drinking tea or water or coffee. I'm actually having ginger ale this afternoon. So I'm having a little bit of ginger ale. What are you having, Carmela?
I'm having spiced tea.
Okay.
hmm
Spicy tea. Yes, that sounds,
It's
it
good.
looks
It's
good
really,
too.
it is
Look,
good.
it looks good. And while you're telling us your tea of choice and your liking and sharing, as you all know, we like to take a moment to pause. And how we take a moment to pause is we locate ourselves. For those of you who are a part of our Tea Time community, you know exactly what this is. And for those who are new to this, we just take a moment to pause, take a moment to just quiet ourselves and center ourselves and take that moment to locate
Yeah.
ourselves. So we're going to go ahead and go into our locate yourselves right now for just a moment where we're pausing. Just take a moment. Just a few more moments. All right. Isn't that great? We have done our locate yourselves, and now we are ready. As Carmela will lead us into our tea time today, please make sure you have your journals, your pen, and your tea of choice. So we'll go ahead and let Carmela lead us into our tea time this afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you, Hope. Actually, I needed that time to locate myself. I'm in another part of the Renewal Center room. I'm in the art and voice room. But up here, you hear, Hope, you hear all the hustle and all the bustle going on. So I just kind of need that moment to just take a minute to calm and just enjoy that moment, that scenic moment.
Yes.
So thank you for taking us into that. And we want to say hello once again to our tea timers. Hi, Charlize, it's good to see you too. And hello to everyone out there. And today I'm excited about our renewal practice because I think we all can find some joy and some positivity in what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to go ahead and share with us what we're going to talk about, and we're going to talk about joyful contemplation and a part of building resilience. We can find joy in our milestones, and that's what we're going to talk about today, joyful contemplation. And I see a remark coming in already. I'm just going to go ahead and put this up here. Hi, Belinda. We want to say hey to you. Hello to you
Afternoon.
on this good Tuesday afternoon. And again, we're going to talk about joyful contemplation. It's a part of building resilience and how we can find joy in our milestones. So we're in the season of Yuletide. We're in the season of
Yes.
joy, and holiday
Mhm.
season is here. And what great way that we can actually maximize this season here in 2023, almost the end of 2023. We're in the second week, December, almost getting into the new year, but we can find some joy and some positivity about what we've accomplished this year, right? Or what we have achieved. So today we're going to talk about our stepping stones, our milestones, all of these type of things, which I think is so extraordinary to all of us. And so we're going to begin with a quote from Nelson Mandela that I think is real profound. It's practical to all of us, but I want to get each and every one of you, if you can time in, excuse me, tea timers, let me know what is igniting you or what resonates with you when you see this quote. So I'm going to put this up. And it says, remember to celebrate milestones as you prepare for the road ahead. I'm going to leave that there for just a minute. I want you to think about that as you have your tea time journal, as you think about 2023, as you think about all the things that you've accomplished this year. What do you think about this quote? So as you are preparing to make a comment or share what ignites you or resonates with you about this, I'm going to go ahead and just talk a little bit about the fact that milestones, sometimes we don't really necessarily look at milestones. One of the things, I'm going to back up a little bit. We did do a check-in, tea timers. I think Hope did a check-in in July or in the mid part of the summer about how are we doing, and then talking about some of the things that we do if there's different seasons. And so sometimes we don't necessarily take the time to go all the way back to January and February and all of the early months of the year to kind of calculate and to kind of contemplate about what we've achieved, which I think is so important, right? And so if we think about contemplation, And we think about that word contemplate. What do you think about when you think about contemplation? Or even how this even relates to your milestones. So tea timers, this is something to ignite you today, to kind of get you going. When you think about contemplating about your milestones for 2023, which I think is a benefit to all of us, what are you thinking? Or what does this quote resonate inside of you? Remembering to celebrate your milestones as you prepare for the road ahead. I think this quote is onto something. But I got a remark coming in here. Oh, hello. That's my daughter, Shamari. Hi, Shamari. Good to see you joining in today.
Hey.
Okay, you guys chime in. Let me know what your feelings are about your milestones. I don't see a whole lot of remarks, so maybe the wheels are spinning.
Yeah.
The wheels are going. Oh, what are you thinking?
Well, I think first of all, this is a great, already starting off to a great start. I think it's important that we do recognize and celebrate our milestones. It's a
Mm-hmm.
great way of encouraging us to continue to press on and continue to move
Mm-hmm.
on. When
Mm-hmm.
we take that time to kind of be grateful and kind of look at, oh, wow, because sometimes we can tend to be like, oh, I didn't complete this or this didn't happen. And then we
Right.
miss those moments to say, wait a minute, this happened, great things. So it's good to take that moment to celebrate the milestones that we've had that will continue to encourage us to move forward.
I love
Absolutely.
that. I
Hmm.
love that. And I'm glad you said that because that's kind of like what we're going to talk about today. And this is organic, you guys. Come on and chime in. We just want to have a conversation around our milestones today. And like I said, we're in the month of December. And if we can think about all of the, what the new year brings, everybody's thinking about what the new year is going to bring, about revamping things. There's a lot of buzzing around goals and achievements and stuff like that. But then the last 12 months, we've encountered a lot of different things. Many of us, all of us, has encountered different things. We've encountered challenges. We've been empowered in different settings. We've even learned a lot of things in our renewal practices, right? We did reflections about our personal lives, work-life balance. How about adjusting our mindset? We just talked about that last week.
Yeah.
How we navigate through things. Hope talked about how we are going to navigate through the holidays. I mean, all these different things. How about incorporating ways that we are resetting ourselves? Think about
Mm.
each month, all the things that we've talked about, or putting some, I would say, reorganizing our spaces. We talked about decluttering. There's a lot of things that we have learned over the course of the year. And sometimes we forget, even in our challenges, that we can find some joy when we start pulling out our accomplishments and our milestones along the way. So we're going to talk about reflecting. Here's some remarks coming in, Hope. They're chiming in all
Right.
together now. So here we go. You want to take Charlize's?
Sure. It's acknowledging the special goals that bring forth greater meaning, purpose, and willpower. Willpower to keep going. Willpower to
Mhm.
keep going. That's great. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. That kind of bounces off what you were saying too.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
one of the things that I think that and we'll talk about it a little later, is that we forget that these can be used, our milestones can be used as a cushion. I like to
Yeah.
say it's a cushion for us to navigate for things to come.
Mhm.
It's like a cushion that we can fall back on, a soft place to help us navigate and encourage us. I don't know, for me, when I think about my milestones, it builds confidence. So we're
Yes.
going to talk about that. Do you agree, Hope?
Yes, I absolutely agree. Like I said, we can tend to navigate to the things that didn't take place or how we fell short in certain areas, and it kind of
Mhm.
it sucks out and kind of takes away from what has taken place. What have we accomplished? Being grateful for how we've moved forward and the things that we have accomplished, and even when you celebrate, you said milestones, even celebrating even the continued progress that you're moving forward.
That's key.
Sometimes we
That's
have to, yeah, celebrate that, even if it's even if it's at a slow pace, at least you're moving forward.
You're
And
moving.
so, we have to take those times to just, and I really love this, what you're saying, because, it's important to me, to be able to celebrate the milestones. And like you said, it gives you that fuel and encouragement
Mhm.
to keep you moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I love how you shared that because we all need something to grab hold to because we got a lot of other things going on, right? That pulls us
Yeah.
in a direction, and
Mhm.
sometimes we do feel like we fall short. But as we
Mhm.
start looking at, and I know that we're saying, "But God, we had 12 months this whole year, and it's going to be 365 days. I don't know what day we're on now, but that's a lot of days to try to contemplate what we've achieved." But that's okay because we're going to talk about that today. And I see some things coming in from Living in Faith every day. It checks and balances type of person. I'm a checks and balances type of person. It's important for me to check goals all along the year and a final review at the end of the year. Yes. Thank you for sharing that because this leads me to what I was just going to share is that, right now, on this day, December 12th, we can contemplate, we can really think through, review, we can take stock, we can evaluate, we can reflect, and we can enjoy looking at all of our milestones over time. And so this is a good day. We may not be able to do all today, but we're going to talk about that this is how important it is to take stock. I love what was just said, it helps us to look over things over time. And then as we look over time, then we can start doing like a review at the end of the year to see where we came from.
Yeah.
Here we got some remarks coming in. Oh boy, let me back up here a little bit. Let's see. It's acknowledging the special goals that bring forth greater meaning, purpose, will, and power to keep going. You read that. Okay. I'm gonna keep going. We get to the next one. Here we go. Okay, here we go. It helps build resilience for unexpected moments. Thank you
That's
for
good.
sharing.
That's very good. Yeah.
That's what we're talking because we may run into a roadblock.
Yes.
We may run into detours, that
Mm-hmm.
kind of take us off, or we may just be in a place that is like it just came out of nowhere, and we're able to look at those. Take the time that we look at the different checkpoints along the way of all the things that we've achieved makes a
Right.
big difference in our lives. Here's another response coming in. You want to take this one?
Well, Shamari is saying being able to have gratitude for celebrating the small wins. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, Shamari.
That's key. Something that
Mm-hmm.
Shamari said, two things in there, something that jumped out is gratitude.
Right.
Just taking the time to be thankful for the
Yes.
small wins.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just the little things that we
Mm-hmm.
achieve that we just kind of overlook. Well, okay, I did that. And we forget to say, hey, high five, you did that. You did that. You overcame that. And that's a place for us to stop,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, to celebrate. And I
Yes.
think that it makes a difference when we can acknowledge or identify and don't overlook even the
Yes.
small wins. Look like you want to
Mm-hmm.
say something, Hope.
No, I was just agreeing, with what you were saying about just and the comment that Shamari had about celebrating gratitude and celebrating the small wins. So
Yeah,
that's just, having that gratitude and celebrating small wins is important. Sometimes we tend to focus on the bigger things, but sometimes it's just the small things, the little things that make a great impact that will keep us moving forward and encouraging us to be that fuel to keep moving forward,
I like
in
that.
our goals, and a
Yeah,
continual, fuel to move forward and helping to build resilience as well.
I like that. Tea timers, I know you're hearing this word that's been fuel. I love it. I mean, our milestones are fuel. When our tank gets
Mhm.
like low and it's if
Yeah.
our positivity or our
Hmm.
motivation is a little in the
Hmm.
going towards E, we can start tying in and bringing in those milestones as fuel to keep us going. I like that. This is really good. Thank you for sharing that, Hope. And living in faith every day, saying, celebrating what I call the small wins lets me know I am progressing. Yes. Monique is coming in with something. Hope you want to take that one.
Sure. As I reflect on my year in review, there are many things I did not accomplish. However, I am grateful for each area of my life and subtle growth along the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
Monique.
Monique, for sharing that. Yeah, that's good.
I'm thinking about what she's saying, subtle growth. And that's really what milestones, that's what this
Mm-hmm.
renewal practice is about today. And
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
about growth. Resilience is about growing. Um, when we build resilience, we're growing from setbacks, we're growing from all different type of challenges, and not just the challenge, but a way of going back and learning, relearning, and that's part of growth. Thank you for sharing that, Monique. We got a lot of other responses coming in here. Kimberly is saying, I like that analogy of milestones being cushions. Yes, milestones help propel us forward. Yes, it projects us forward for the things to come, which kind of goes back to Nelson Mandela's quote.
Mhm.
Remember to celebrate milestones as you prepare for the road ahead. So as you're preparing for the road ahead, like Kimberly was saying, it's like it's propelling us forward. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that, Kimberly. And then we have our executive director saying, miss y'all, can't log in, but I know it's good today. Yeah, Patrick is away, but he'll come back and
Mhm.
catch the replay again. We're going to miss him chiming in today too. But
Yeah.
we're really excited about the fact that we do have 2023 to reflect on all of the different areas of growth. Like I said, to take stock, to review, to evaluate, as Hope was saying, and, a time to go back and just kind of see where we've been and learn.
Mhm.
Contemplation helps us.
Mhm.
Contemplation, I'm going to put this back up here. Contemplation, finding joy, taking time to think it through. We want to think things through and find joy in the things that we have accomplished this year. So as we go forward in our time of our renewal practice, I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything today because I really like this. We're going to talk about stretching and for our renewal practice. So I want you to think about all of the settings that you've been in this year that's been empowering. Maybe it was your work setting, your home setting, maybe at home with your family, some of your roles. Um, are there ways that you discovered things? Are there things that you explored that have pushed you into a place of maximizing your strengths? Because really, our milestones are a reflection of us being stretched, right? And sometimes we forget to acknowledge that part of being stretched. I like being stretched. I love being stretched because it teaches me to overcome some of the mindsets that I may have thought that I couldn't do something.
Mm. Mhm.
And what y'all think about that? Hope you want to say something about that?
Well, you know what? You're right because even when embracing the milestones that I have embraced that I've had this year, during those milestones is opportunity for me to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Because this particular milestone I've never experienced before. So of course I'm being challenged, I'm being stretched, I'm learning new
Mm-hmm.
things. While I'm also celebrating the milestone, I'm also actually
Right.
growing and developing and learning even the more. And moving forward in the milestone as I'm celebrating it and understanding it. So it gives me the opportunity to just take a good reflection as well of what I've learned, what I've acquired, and how I'm going to implement these things to keep moving forward, and celebrating the little things. And sometimes, too, it's also taking time to do this. Sometimes we have such a busy, or not busy, well, maybe productive life where schedules are full, and we don't really take the time to be intentional about celebrating the milestones that we have. And sometimes it just takes that being intentional about saying, hey, I'm going to stop. I'm going to celebrate where I've come
Right.
and where I'm going to.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
And I think right now, as we are in the month of December, like I said, this is our Yuletide. Everybody's excited about the
Yeah.
holidays. We can actually think about growth in this time of year of where we've come and celebrate alongside of even this time of the year. This is a gift. I think milestones are a gift, and that we take these gifts of achievement and acknowledge those achievements so that we can, like you said, move forward. So we're being stretched. And so I want to ask everyone, as you're thinking, as you're contemplating, just think about January to now. And you may not be able to do this renewal practice all together right now, but you can take this as you go home and start contemplating. List your top 5 and contemplate of all of the areas, or maybe 5 areas that you may have grown in. And it's a great way to build resilience after taking stock of everything that you've done. So you might have missed some things, just sitting here today with us, but you'll be able to go back and kind of recollect these things. Use these milestones as stepping stones. So here we go. I don't want to forget anything. So I want you to think about this as we go forward today in our renewal practice. I see a comment coming in. Charlisa, in my stretching, I've been strengthened not to give up or retreat. And we use that as a strength, as your milestones and as your stretch, and as you see and gaining more confidence in whatever it may be. I think that that's just a way that we can acknowledge where we've been and then look at where we're going. So this is really good. So here we go. I want you to think about this. What areas of your milestones or accomplishments or strengths this year in 2023 are you most joyful about, proud of, or ignited by? I think it's important that we really think about that. I'm going to put this up on the screen. Contemplate and make a list of all of your milestones in 2023. As you're thinking about that, contemplate what areas, what accomplishments, what milestones in this year are you joyful about? Are you proud of? Or are you ignited by? Because those are the things that build resilience. Okay, so how about this? As you're looking at the screen, think about, did you do something new this year? Did you do something outside of your scope or your comfort zone? Did you create something, or were you innovative? Or did you, how about a process? Did you create that? Did you surpass your expectations? Did you gain confidence in a new area? I got a few more. How about, did you complete something? Mm-hmm. Did you improve something? How about, did you make any contributions or added value to something? It could be a team. It could be a group. It could be your family. It could be an idea. Maybe did you add value to it? How about, did you go the next step in your personal development? These are some great ways to really think about, okay. And I'm telling you, when I think about my milestone, I don't think I go into it feeling sad or somber, but I'm really like, you were stretched in an area. Okay. That builds confidence. That gives you some encouragement. Like you said, it gives you fuel. It gives you a cushion for next year. And so as a renewal practice, again, take time to, in your journals, to contemplate and make a list of your milestones. You can even do that right now as we're sitting. Maybe there are a few you want to add to that. And then ask yourself, what have I learned, or what am I learning from each of these milestones? So over time, as you're taking time to really reflect and contemplate, really look at everything, you can use this as a tool to help you. What have I learned? What am I learning? Because we get a lot of different encouraging messages. We'll get a lot of practices, but look through your journal or look through your other journals and find out, or the things that you may have written down about your successes. Well, what are you learning from them? Or what have you learned over time? A remark is coming in, so let me go ahead and put this out here. Monique is saying our society is rush, hurry. That's right, it is, Monique, it is. It's important to allow time for contemplating. These are great ways to measure progress and identify areas of growth and areas where I need to be stretched. I agree wholeheartedly, Monique, about that, especially the part that you said measure. just like our goals and all of those things, we have to have a tool to look at to see how we got from A to B. And contemplating is a great way to assess, how did I do this year? How did I do, in the area of my milestones? Oh, I forgot all about I did that. Oh, that happened, or I contributed that. It's like the whole year has gone by and we forgot all about some of the things that may have happened in January, February. And you know what's so interesting, Hope? We were just in the same spot last year, going 23, right? Going
Yes.
23, thinking about what are we going to do in 2024. So as
Mm-hmm.
2023, let me back up. 2022 going into 2023.
Very
But as
good. Mm-hmm.
we got into 2023 and the first quarter came by, it's like we forgot all about those things that we accomplished at the beginning of the year. So this is a great tool. I really think this is a great tool for us. And thank you for sharing that, Monique, about measuring,
Mm-hmm.
progress. I think it is a great tool. Let's go to our next part of our renewal practice. We're just got through saying, what have I learned, or asking ourselves, what am I going to learn? And so, like Hope used the word celebrate at the very beginning. Well, how are you going to celebrate? You want to pick a way to bring light to those areas. There may be some
Mm-hmm.
areas in your time of contemplating that you may want to write it in your journal, or write an affirmation, or write something. You may even use that as a goal to move on to the next step. Like, for instance, a milestone of mine could have been, I completed something. Maybe I completed a class that leads to the next step of that development. I celebrate the fact that I did this. And how am I doing that? Going into my next area of study. You look like you want to say something. Go ahead and jump
No, no,
in.
I was just listening. I'm just taking in everything you're saying and taking notes in between in my journal, my tea time, journal. But I just want to say that it's very important. I take the time to look at and do evaluating because I do a lot of journaling. So in my journaling, I'm able to reflect on things from previous months or previous times because I do it like every 30, 60 days of just looking and saying, oh, yeah, I remember that, and then I take the time to celebrate. And the thing about it is, how are we celebrating? If you're celebrating, you're taking the time to just slow down and take a moment to celebrate
Yeah.
what you have achieved, where you've come from. If you completed the class, like you said, to go to the next step. And so I've had those particular different milestones this year where I had to really sit back, Carmela, and say, you know what, this is great. Not focused on the main focus on what I didn't do, or what wasn't completed all the way. The focus is that I've done it so far. And when I take that fuel and understanding that this is where I've accomplished so far, it keeps me going on to continue to complete whatever needs to be completed. Some things, just happen in particular times. And so it's not about like, I didn't complete it in that 6 months. Maybe it was some extra classes or some things I needed to do to sharpen up so then I can complete it, and it may take a little longer. So sometimes we have to adjust the timetables as well and just
Mm.
celebrate those particular moments that we have embraced and those particular milestones that help to fuel us and empower us to keep going.
Mm. I like that. Tea timers, feel free to chime in some more. I mean, because this is really good. And, I thank you, Hope, for sharing that piece. That is so important, as we look at that. And one of the things I like about what we're doing is the area, not only just the area of maybe completing something, but it could have been, I got a mind shift. Maybe I'm not in that same mindset
Yeah.
anymore. And
Mhm.
that's a good way of saying, you know what? I grew in that area. I grew in that area. Whatever that piece of, growth in that area, whatever area it may have been in our mindset, or it could have been a process, a way that we learned to eliminate some stuff, or maybe we learned to sharpen an area that we were kind of rusty in. And we said, you know what? I actually sharpened that area. That's a milestone. something that Shamari said earlier, it's not, the big things, but it could just be the small wins,
Yep.
those little areas that help us grow along the way, helps us for the next step. So if we take a new mindset, a new piece, maybe it could have been perseverance or fortitude. Um, that area, like, I persevered a little better this year in 2023 than I did years prior. So I got a little bit of a little push, a little acceleration. Or how many of you out there have been keeping your momentum? You didn't drop the ball. And on a particular thing that you were really striving for. I think that's a milestone that deserves, telling ourselves we have an accomplishment here. And so as we are taking time to contemplate over time, again, find joy in your milestones. Take time this year or the rest of the year to make a list, of those things. Journaling, like we always talk about here at the Renewal Center, helps us in so many ways. And downloading those thoughts as a part of writing it out so that you don't forget, so that in 2024, again, you look back in 2023 and you see the things that you've, made leaps and bounds in, or maybe just little baby steps. I think that those things help us along the way. So I'm going to go back to our very first quote here again. Remember to celebrate your milestones as you prepare for the road ahead, as you prepare for 2024, whatever season or the next place that you go, that you have some stride. You could be in stride with a lot of the achievements and milestones that you've already achieved. I've seen some other remarks coming in. Hope you want to take this one.
Sure. Mental growth or mindset growth is a continual growth. I test my growth against old mindsets to gauge my growth.
Love that. And that just kind of reverberates what I was just saying. It could be the mindset piece, because it may not just necessarily mean I created something or I finished something. It could be, my mindset's a little different. I'm learning better communication, or maybe I'm looking at things from a different perspective, like we've always talked about, kind of looking at things from a different angle in a way that I've never looked at before. So gauging and growing in our mental growth or mindset growth as it like she says, continue. I think it's a way for us to gauge how we're doing in our growth. And so I'm really excited that we took time today with our Tea Time community to just really go in on our milestones, because I think that sometimes we forget. And I really do. So we kind of pick and choose some of the grander things, but we kind of forget earlier in the year of how we really did. So in our personal growth. And so I hope that this will be a good tool that you can use for the remainder of the year as you take time in this Yuletide season, in this season of joy. You can find joy in contemplating, as we talk about a lot here at Renewal, and reflecting on those areas of personal growth. And so, Tea Time community, if there's some things you want to go ahead and chime in, go ahead and do so. Right now, we're going to go into Giving Tuesday and some other things about the Renewal Center, and Hope is going to share those things with us today.
Okay. So we want you and invite you to join us in this giving season by joining with us with the Renewal Center on our Giving Tuesday. We have this every Tuesday at the Renewal Center. Just not Tea Time Tuesday, but any of our programming have been a great asset to you or added to you. We give you the opportunity to be able to give on our Giving Tuesday, and also join our giving initiative as well. During our winter and fall season, we're having our giving initiative, which we have extended. So this is an opportunity for you to connect with the Renewal Center. We have several ways that you can be able to give here that's located on the screen, where you can give to the Renewal Center. Join into the vision of the Renewal Center. We're doing great things. We're in a continued expansion. We're bringing more programming in 2024, And we invite you to take part of this vision by going ahead and giving to the Renewal Center, which is a nonprofit organization. And we're continuing, to make strides and advancements in the Concord and Charlotte and beyond, through our local community as well. So we invite you to be able to give to the Renewal Center as well. So located on the screen, you will see the ways that you can give. Our website, text, PayPal. We have Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, and if you'd like to mail a money or a check, you may do so with the information that's located here for you to be able to mail it in. All right, and we want to invite you next month in January for the Creatives Meetup. We're calling all creatives and businesses, owners, and those who are here to showcase your vision with the best, with the world here at the Renewal Center, and with the community. Come in and be inspired by other creatives. And those of you make earrings, if you make jewelry, if you have books or products or services, we invite you to come in and meet up with other people. This is going to, please save the date. This is going to be for January 28th, from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And it's going to be located at the Renewal Center. We invite you to join us for the Creatives Meetup, and I'm excited about that. Also want to invite you to make an investment into your life. And starting off the new year with the prophetic foundations classes, building and understanding. We're going into our second year of this, and excited to invite you on with my guest facilitator, which will be Apostle Patrick Brown, who will be teaching as well. Come make an investment. You don't have to be a prophet to join us. You're just understanding the prophetic life according to the biblical principles that God has released for us. And this is going to be in January the 8th, 15th, and the 27th. In the evenings from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Looking forward to joining us. All new material, all new things we'll be teaching on. We ask you to join. You can actually register. You can go to my page or some of the Renewal Center pages, and you can register from there as well. Make a deposit into and an investment into yourself by joining us for the prophetic foundation classes, building and understanding. All right, so we have a few announcements that's going to come on here, and we're just glad for the opportunity to provide different services to you. Of course, our Tea Time Tuesdays, and we have our fourth tea time is at 7 p.m. We invite you to join us for that as well. And we have our New Year Digital Discipleship on Sundays at 10 a.m. We invite you to join us for that as well. All right. And also our Reforming Culture, which is tomorrow, where we're understanding the mind of Christ. This is going to be at 7:30 p.m. You can still sign up to be a part of this. This is absolutely phenomenal. Then we have our Reformative Prayer, which is every fifth Wednesday of the month. When we have fifth Wednesdays, we come together for Reformative Prayer. We invite you for that as well. And for grief recovery, if you know anybody or needs any grief recovery, please contact the Renewal Center. We have individual grief sessions, and next year we will have our group sessions as well. And please remember to download our mobile app where you can keep up to date to all information that we have, everything that we're doing. Join us and connect with us with our mobile app. And don't forget our Women at the Well Bible series, all right? This is going to be held, I think, the first Saturday in December on site or Heimberg. Either way, if you're on the location in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, please join us for that, for the Women at the Well Bible series and our ways of giving. So we invite you to join us as people see that we are on the move at the Renewal Center. We're doing great things, making an impact not only in the local area, but our local community as well through our virtual presence. All right.
Wow. Thank you so much, Hope. Yes, I'm telling you, we are making an impact and moving. Just keep moving forward in all of these things that we're offering. So thankful. Yes, when we got a few things that have come in, a few remarks that have come in, and some takeaways. We do have a few more minutes left. Those of you that are still with us, go ahead and chime in some of your takeaways. Living in Faith Every Day has put something in there for us. And it says, it doesn't take much for me with regard to celebrating milestones. I could be going out and celebrating or binge watching a show with white cheddar popcorn, Raisinets, and Arnold Palmer. Okay. Okay, it can be going out, and that's right. It's, you know what? It doesn't take much. Thank you so much for sharing that. And you know, you're celebrating yourself. You're celebrating all of your achievements for the year. Thank you so much for sharing that. This is really powerful. And Charlisa,
to,
Hope.
to celebrate the milestones as fuel for continued growth while embracing the times of stretching. Thank you for a great session, ladies. You are welcome so much, Alisa. Good to have you on this
Yes, yes.
afternoon. Yes.
Thank you so much, everybody, for chiming in. And just remember, once again, we are in the Yuletide season. We are in the season of giving. We are in the season of joy. We are in this season. And why not take the time to contemplate, to think, to journal, to review, to take stock on, or even reflect on all of and find enjoyment in looking at where we've come from the beginning of 2023, those milestones and those things that we have achieved, even the things that we've been stretched in. So if you take your time, I'm going to put this up one more time for those of you that need something, a visual again, just a reminder to take the time to contemplate and make a list of all your milestones this year in your journal. This is a great way to foster growth in your and well-being and to build resilience. And again, as Nelson Mandela has said, remember to celebrate milestones as you prepare for the road ahead, as you prepare for 2024. So we are excited. We're grateful that you all have taken the time and as our Tea Time community to enjoy this dialogue today. And to remember all of the renewal practices so far that we've gained throughout the year has helped us grow, helped us stretch in so many different areas. So we want to say thank you to all of you for joining us today. Hope, do you have any takeaways?
No, I'm just this has been a great tea time and a lot of information that you shared in our tea time community, information that was shared through them has been very, very impactful. I do want to say if you want to rewatch any of the tea time broadcasts, please make sure to go to our mobile app and press YouTube. It'll take you right to any of our previous tea times for this year and beyond. So you can get a chance to go back and look at some previous tea times and implement and just give yourself those reminders and those encouragement nudges that you may need.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Hope. I like the fact that it's just like at a touch of a button. You just it takes you right there. You don't have to worry about trying to look and do all that other stuff. You can go use the app and everything is right there on the
Right
app.
there on the app. Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Well, before we leave, if you guys could put one word in the chat, just one positive words about milestones, or you can even hashtag milestones today. I'm telling you, this is a great way for us to leave off of the air with some positivity and some encouragement for going into our next. So hashtag milestones or put one positive word in the chat. And as we're going to go ahead and leave from the Renewal Center, we'll put our announcements back up as we leave off of the air. And as we always say here at the Renewal Center, I am Renewal. Take care of each other. Have a great Tuesday afternoon.